All right, guys, just wanted to run through the answers to the first progress quiz. Okay, we're asked, let's start with 3 across. We should be aware that the bones which are protecting our lungs, those are our ribs. Okay, the ribs, remember that's the function. One of our functions of the skeleton is to protect, so that's what the ribs are doing. Let's have a look at 1 down, made of many cells. Remember, made of one cell was unicellular, and so therefore made of many cells or multiple cells is going to be multicellular. Makes sense to look at, I think it's 6 across now because that's linked here. The scientific term for breathing in is to inhale, and the scientific term for breathing out is to exhale. Okay. Let's look at this one here. It's linked to our inhale, second letter I. We're looking for a group of similar cells working together to perform a function that is tissue. And then here we've got the term for a living thing. That's an organism. Remember, that's the top of our hierarchy. We had at the bottom cells, then tissues, organs, organ systems, and then right at the top, organism. All right, an organ where gas exchange takes place, that's number 5. That's the lung. And then we have organ here, which is a group of tissues working together. It's in the middle of our hierarchy. Last one, the bottom of our thing here, the bottom of our hierarchy is the cell, the smallest functional unit. Okay, let's look at our sorting. Yeah, absolutely. First, air comes in through our mouth and nose, then moves around down the trachea. Remember, the trachea is the largest of the pipes of the tubes. It then goes down our bronchus. We've got 2 of those, 1 for each lung. And then it goes into the bronchiole. Those are those little ones that spread off from the bronchus, from the bronchi. It's kind of like little roots from a plant or a tree. The air then goes into our air sacs, which is at the end of the bronchiole. And then finally it passes into our blood. All right, this one here. We're looking for 4 answers here. Think about it. Whenever you have a question about breathing in, exhaling and inhaling, I suggest you do the breathing. That's something you could actually do. What you should be noticing, I think the most obvious one for us, is that your volume inside your chest increases. Okay, because when we breathe in, you can feel the increase. You should also be able to feel that your rib cage is moving up and out, and that's because the muscles are contracting. Another muscle that contracts is the diaphragm, and the result of this is that the diaphragm moves down. Lastly, this is the one that I think a lot of people get wrong, is the pressure. Remember, we want air to come in. Well, in order for air to come in, it has to go from high to low pressure. That means inside my chest is low pressure, outside is high pressure. That means that pushes the air into my lungs. Last ones. Again, these are our hierarchy. We've got tissues, organs, organ systems. On the left-hand side of tissue would be cell, and on the right-hand side of organ system would be organism. Okay, there were 8 to choose from. We had 2 types of tissue, muscle and blood. They're types of tissue. And again, blood is a bit of a confusing one because we tend to think of tissue as solid things. It's not. It can be a liquid as well in the case of blood. Then our organs, the brain, the heart, the lungs, we've talked about them a lot. And they're all part of systems. Okay, for example, our lung is part of the respiratory system. Yeah. Our heart is part of the circulatory system, and our brain is part of the sensory system.